and welcome to Pilates and Yoga for Parkinson's and for anyone else that's interested. This is a 15 to 20 minute segment of being in the chair. So all the exercises that we're going to do will be performed seated. We might come up just a little bit in this class, but it's not required. It'll just be an option that can add a little intensity to what we're doing. So a couple of things to note. One, my name is Meg. Thank you for joining me. For practicing yoga at home, I have a mat here. A mat is certainly not required. I also have a chair, and make sure that your chair is a stable chair. You certainly don't want to be in a wobbly chair. So like maybe a kitchen table chair could be good, but make sure you feel sturdy. Most people don't have yoga props at home. If you do, today I'm recommending, if you've got props, maybe 2 yoga blocks. If you don't, I actually found a shoebox that can work really well and do some of the same things for us. So you can really be creative with what you use as a prop for your class. It doesn't have to be what you may find in your normal studio. I also invite you, if you like to have music when you practice, turn your music on at home. I don't have the ability to have music. It would get really distracting, so I've decided to go without music. So let's go ahead and get started. Ideally, with your chair, you could be all the way against the back of the chair. I recommend, and this adds a little more challenge, coming more out to the edge, again, making sure you feel stable. So we're up towards the front edge of our chair. I like to start with my hands on my legs, and part of that is I want you to have your feet in a position that you feel stable, and for most of us, that's probably going to be about as far apart as your hips. And once you've got your feet where you would like them, press your feet down. And as you press those feet down into the floor, you're already going to start working, right? Because you can feel those leg muscles engaging. If for some reason you don't feel those muscles engaging, maybe see if somebody could help you out in something like putting their hand, they could put their hand under your foot. Because sometimes you can think you're pressing down, but you're not actually doing it. So let somebody give you some feedback, because those leg muscles should definitely be kind of dancing around. So again, feet about hip width apart, pressing down into the floor. An awareness of sitting in the chair, I want you to press down into the chair, which when you press the feet down and you press into your chair, you're going to get this rebound effect of the crown of the head reaching high. You just got taller, and you might have even felt all of these muscles around the center of your body kind of just kind of pull in. So that's already, again, working even more. As far as alignment, a really good guideline is that your ears are aligned with your shoulders, which are stacked above your rib cage and stacked above your pelvis. So that's what we're shooting for. And throughout this session, we're going to play with that alignment some, but always with an awareness of coming back to what in Pilates we say with the vertebrae stacked. So honoring the natural curve of your spine. So let's go ahead, one more time, checking in with our alignment. Feet pressing down, leg muscles engaging, pressing into your chair, torso engaging. An awareness of your shoulders. We certainly don't want them rounded forward, nor do we want them awkwardly back. So it's finding, again, alignment. Ears over shoulders, over rib cage, over pelvis. And I'm going to invite you to allow your eyes to close for a moment. If that's not comfortable for you, then just kind of cast your gaze down to the floor, because I want you to limit visual input for a few moments. And as you do that, notice what you notice now. If this isn't something that you normally do in your home, maybe you notice sounds that you've never quite noticed before. You may suddenly be a bit more aware of the temperature in your home. Maybe you're sitting somewhere that you can actually feel a little movement of air. So noticing all that comes into your awareness in the space that you're in right now at this moment. And then bring your awareness to you, to your body, to physical sensations, thoughts, emotions, the busyness or calmness of your mind right now. Allowing all of these things to become a part of your present moment. Not needing to push any of it away, but simply aware of where you are and what's happening with you. We're going to shift our awareness one more time, and that's going to be to the breath. And let's just go right ahead and see if maybe we could play with the length and the fullness of our breath. So on your next inhale, see if you could just take a slightly fuller inhale than you may have on your last in-breath. Noticing possibly the belly, the chest, expanding a bit, maybe even growing a bit taller. And then as you exhale, keep all that length in your spine. Notice everything settling a bit. And let's go 2 or 3 more breaths just like that, intentionally a little fuller. And allow the breath to be whatever makes sense right now. Just allow the breath to be. We're going to start to add a little movement, and that movement's going to start just with the neck. So on that next inhale, reaching tall again, reaching the crown of the head high, coming back to your alignment. And then as you exhale, let the chin just melt down to the chest. On an inhale, let that right ear just roll right over to the right shoulder. On your exhale, chin back to chest. And then inhale, left ear to left shoulder. We're going to keep going just like that. Each time you inhale, an ear moves to a shoulder. And on each exhale, chin to chest. And as you make these movements, if you realize there's a place you want to pause for a moment, maybe there's just a little tightness that you notice that you weren't aware of prior to this movement, you could pause. You might even take a hand up and rub your neck a little bit. the chin mounts back towards the chest. Let's pause there for a moment. And then go ahead and reach the crown of the head high. So beautiful alignment, pressing the feet down. Just for a moment to focus on your core. Quite often in class, I'll comment about engaging through your center. And one thing that we've discovered in class that's a really good way to find your abdominal muscles is if you put your hands on your belly and make a cough happen. So after you do that a few times, notice as you cough, as you push out that air, you should feel your tummy kind of pull away from your hands. So see if you can find that same engagement without the cough. So just gently pulling your tummy away from your hands with that long spine and see if you can keep that engaged. And at any point, come back to that sensation of pulling your belly away from your hands with that long spine. From here, hands down by the sides, shoulders are back a little bit. What we're gonna do is just start with a rotation where the hands rotate back, the elbows rotate back, the shoulders rotate back, and then bring all of that forward. And we're gonna play with that a few times. If you're comfortable with it, you can check out bringing those hands out to the sides. And then maybe even bring them up higher. You might have one shoulder that likes this and one that doesn't, so just work at your pace, your range of motion. And go ahead and bring those hands down in front as well. And then once your hands have come back down by your sides, just kind of give that a little shake. Let's go ahead and inhale the hands out to the side. And as the hands come up, let the palms turn up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, let them just settle back down by your sides. Several of those. Sitting up tall. Tummy is engaged. Feet gently press into the floor. Nice if it works for you. Maybe those hands float all the way up to the ceiling. You might even look up towards those fingertips and then let the hands come back down. A couple of those. And again, remembering you're always working in your range of motion, honoring what's going on in your body. Most all of us have one shoulder that doesn't want to play quite as easily as the other. So just honor that. Okay. Next time the hands come up towards the ceiling, we're all going to pause there. So fingertips reach up, shoulders are out of the ears, that spine is long. Maybe you're even gazing up towards the fingers if your neck will allow that. So inhale, get really tall, and then as you exhale, let the right hand come down and watch those fingertips as they come down towards the floor. So we're back into that neck a little bit. When you inhale, hand will float back up. Same thing, other side. Hand floats down. And then back up. And let's do that 2 more times on each side. Staying tall. Moving at your own pace. If it's really quiet where you are, you might feel your neck kind of popping and cracking a little bit. Nice. After that third one, whenever you get there, both hands will just float back down by the sides. Kind of get those arms working a little bit. From here, let's one more time. Bring the hands out to the side. And we're going to go ahead and bend through the elbows, and could you get your fingertips towards your shoulders? Maybe they touch, maybe not quite. From here, what I want to do is imagine that you could bring those elbows back behind you to touch. So you're trying to arch the back, lift the chest, squeeze those elbows back, maybe looking up to the ceiling. And then we're going to reverse that, bring the elbows forward, round the spine the other way, and a big stretch to the back of the body. And let's just keep going like that. Inhaling, opening up, shoulders, elbows back. Exhale, everything rounds forward. You might even look towards your belly. Several of these. If that elbow movement is too much, if that's bothering your shoulders at all, you could keep your hands in your lap as you made this movement as well. Both are good options. Nice. Next time you find that long spine, we're going to come back to center. If those hands are up at the shoulders, we'll go ahead and bring those down by the sides. Awesome. A little more shoulder movement. This time what we're going to do, as you inhale, hands are going to come out in front, palms towards each other. As you exhale, let them come down. I'm going to do a couple of these. And at any point, if you want to, let those hands float up even higher, maybe all the way up towards the ceiling. So the entire time we're doing this, if you're keeping that long spine and your belly, your torso muscles engaged, you're getting a good core workout just by sitting tall. And at the same time, you're working on finding an alignment that works in your body. Next time the hands are down by the sides, we're going to pause there. And now we're going to do something a little different, and we'll just have to see how this goes since we're not all in the same room. When you inhale, we're going to bring both hands up, but I want the right hand to stop halfway, and the left hand's going to keep going up. As you exhale, both hands come down. Next inhale, left hand is halfway, right hand comes all the way up. Okay, here we go again. Right hand halfway, left all the way. Left hand all the way. Oh, left hand halfway, right hand all the way. Sorry. One more time on each side. Right hand halfway, left hand all the way. Last one, left hand half, right hand all the way. Great, and shake all that out. Okay, want to find a little bit of a leg exercise here. So what we're going to do is we're all going to turn to the left in our chairs. And depending on your chair, we haven't done this in one of our classes yet, so you've really got to get yourself steady on your chair. My right thigh and right half of me is off the edge of the chair, but I've got the back of the chair for support. So what we're going to do is first get our alignment and our balance here, aware of our center. Then we're going to work on taking that right knee, letting it come down to the floor, and the right foot is going to slide back behind us. So, depending on the height of your chair, on your knees, your hips, this could be really challenging, or maybe your hip just slid right back there. A lot of the times what happens is the leg goes back and you come forward. So I want you to really work on that alignment. You're lifting your chest, the crown of the head's reaching high, and I'm hoping you're feeling a bit of a stretch through the front of that right leg. You might have your toes to the floor like I do right now. Maybe you like to have the top of the foot to the floor. It might change what you feel. A tendency also that happens here is people may arch their back a whole lot. I want you to work on pulling your belly back. And when I pull my belly back, my pelvis tilts a little differently, and now I find that stretch even more. So I prefer my toes to the floor, so that's how I'm going to do this. From here, if you wanted to, with that long spine and a strong belly, you could take that right arm and bring it up in front of you. See how that feels. Maybe you even reach that hand up towards the ceiling. If you wanted to, you could work on lifting the chest and kind of dropping back a little bit so you get a little bit of a back bend. Belly is strong. Couple of breaths here. And bring that hand down. Okay, so we're gonna continue to add things on. That's kind of like our base exercise. You're pressing your feet into the floor. You're staying in your chair, but those legs are engaged. Don't just be kind of hanging out there, but find your leg muscles. I'm pressing that foot into the floor. I'm sending my heel back. My front foot presses down. My leg muscles are engaged, right? I'm pressing down to rebound back up. Pulling my belly in. Finding that stretch. Once again, if you wanted to, right hand could come up, with shoulders back and out of the ears. Maybe the right hand goes towards the ceiling. If you feel stable with those legs pressing into the floor, you could even bring the left hand up. It's all optional. You're looking wherever feels good on your neck. Maybe it's straight ahead or maybe up a little bit. A couple of breaths here. Awesome. At any point you can come out of this. I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands down. We're going to do one more version of this, remembering it's optional. And I said today's class was all in the chair. This is where we have the option to lift up out of that chair if it feels like a smart idea. And like I always say in class, I have lots of ideas. They aren't always smart for you right now. So if it's not a good idea, don't do it. But if you want to keep exploring, we're going to go one more with this. So once again, my legs are strong and engaged. They're not just hanging here, but I'm pressing down into the floor. I feel strong already, all through my foundation. My belly's pulling in, my chest is lifted. If you wanted to, you could keep your hands on the chair and kind of press down to check out your balance. Now when you first come here, maybe you realize, whoa, I need to go back in and change the position of my legs to feel more stable. So check that out, see what makes the most sense. Strong legs, strong belly, chest lifted. Press those feet down maybe and come up out of your chair. Whew. So from here, this is awesome. You might stay right here. Some of you might want to bring those arms back up. Some of you might bring one arm up, but not both arms. Some of you may have already be sitting back down. It's your call. So several breaths here, shoulders out of the ears, strong center, strong legs. Feeling pretty good about yourself right now. When you're ready, you might bring the hands to the chair first just to make sure the chair is stable. Whew, and then we're gonna lower down. Nice job. While we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and give us a twist as well. So to find a twist really tall and long through the spine, because when you get tall, you create space between your vertebrae and it makes the twist easier. I'm gonna take my right hand, reach it across the front of my body to the back of the chair. Other hand, back of the chair. So I'm tall, and then I have my chair for some leverage to play with that twist. And it's your twist. Maybe it's a tiny twist today, or maybe as you hang out here a little bit, you realize you can even look back over that shoulder back behind you. I think that's our left shoulder. A couple of breaths here. As you're ready, ooh, you unwind, and we bring everything back to center. Nice job. I think we're starting to run a little long on time, but we gotta go get that other side. So let's go ahead and twist to the right. So we turn in our chair, and then get stable before you add anything else on. Once you feel stable and sturdy in your chair, left foot, we're gonna start to slide it back. Two sides of your body, always different. So notice what you feel on this side. Maybe it's the top of the foot, maybe it's the toes. Remember, we're pulling our belly in. When your belly pulls in, the tilt of the pelvis changes a little bit. You might find a little more of a stretch in the front of that back leg. So we're pressing the feet down already. Get strong in your legs. Really pushing down. Spine's long. First, that left hand can just come up about halfway, so in line with the shoulder. Notice how that feels. Maybe that arm continues to float up, fingertips towards the ceiling. You might work on lifting that chest and kind of creating a little bit of a back bend here. Still breathing. Strong legs, strong belly. Nice, go ahead and bring that arm down and just take a moment. So we're checking out this side first. So that could be the exact same thing you do each time we do different versions. You decide. You could also have already come out of this and be doing something different. So when you're ready, plant those feet down, engage those leg muscles. Left arm comes up. Left arm may float up to the ceiling. You're looking wherever makes the most sense on your neck and your balance. You might have that left or right arm float up as well. So the fingertips reach towards the ceiling. The shoulders stay out of the ears. Think about lifting your chest. Belly pulls in. Legs are strong. Whew, let's go ahead and bring all of that back down. So we got our grand finale now, right? We're gonna, if it feels like a good idea, this time is when we're gonna work on actually coming up out of the chair. So, find those legs first, press them down. Find your center, get really tall and engaged. From here, we're gonna press the feet down, see what our balance is like on this side. And you might stay right here, not add the arms at all. I've got a hand on the chair, my legs are working, and I have the confidence of the chair to support me. Maybe that left arm is up in front of you. Maybe you go ahead and let that arm float up. Then you can check out making that right arm come up too. See how that feels. Strong legs. Keep the center engaged, the spine long. Several breaths here. And then as you're ready, bring the hands back down. Allow them to find the chair. And then you're gonna lower back down. Whew. Okay, nice job. From here, let's find the twist on this side. Left hand crosses over the front of the body to the back of the chair. Right hand to the back of the chair. Get really tall. Belly strong. Use the chair as leverage for your twist. It's not about how far you twist, it's just about you finding some sensation through your spine. Kind of giving that whole central nervous system a little ringing out. You might be looking back over that right shoulder. Chest stays lifted, shoulders out of the ears. And then as you're ready, slowly unwind. Bring everything back to center. Check in with your alignment again. And remember, you can always check in with your alignment. It's always with you. Anytime you're sitting in a chair, press those feet down, feel those leg muscles, press into your seat. Reach the crown of the head high. Let's all just place our hands on our thighs for a moment. If you're comfortable, once again, just close those eyes. Taking a moment to reflect on all you've done. Feeling pretty good about yourself right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this chair exercise session. Remember, there are more videos to choose from. You could do some standing balance if you like. You could go to the floor, or maybe you're calling it a day. Whatever it may be, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining me. Take care.